Welcome back to Divinity 648. This is the current energy influence for Aquarius. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Uranus. Okay. You also want to find out your birth chart. There's free birth charts online, astrocafe.com. And I've heard, not tried, astrolab.com. You also want to check to see your house placements, if there's any Aquarian energy anywhere, because that's primarily where this should be applying to. Uh, Also, I am a high vibrational energy intuitive. What this means is I am constantly channeling. My voice will change, my demeanor will change, my accent may change. Um, I may jump off topic and come right back to the topic. That's because there's always little hidden gems in everything that I do, right? So you want to listen to everything that I'm saying because if it doesn't make sense now, it will later. Also, what goes around comes around, karmic law. If the energy doesn't apply now, or in the past, it's about to come. So you would want to come back to this reading when the energy applies. And if you find yourself repeating this energy a year or two later or 3 months later, depending on your energy, the information will still be valid. Okay. So, Aquarius, there's a heavy influence going on, right? It's like emotions, nurturing, feeding the soul. Um, some of you may have a miracle baby. Lots of good stuff, right? There's lots of beautiful energy coming through. A lot of uh, divinely guided opportunities have been delivered, right? It's like you look back on your past and you're kind of like, I would have never in a million years thought this could be my life. And you are so humbled and you are so blessed. And it is just incredible energy. And if you're not here yet, don't give up. Keep listening to your intuitive guidance because that's how you get where you want to go, right? You only get delays and stagnation when you're not listening. Like, think of it like that GPS, which, by the way, my best friend changed my GPS to this British um, gentleman, and I absolutely love it because the energy that comes off his voice, his calm voice that is with emotions, right? It's like people don't understand that they hear that woman's voice on automated messages, which is so frustrating when you just want a live agent, and then you have a GPS, right? And it's the same type of voice, which is so frustrating, which causes road rage, aggravation, um, delays, blockages, right? You see how it overlaps, delays, blockages. You end up hitting a construction zone, you get stuck in traffic. You're always where you are supposed to be, no matter how frustrating it is. But if you decide to go against your intuition, you end up where you're not supposed to be. And that's when things can happen, right? So if you're tired of listening to that damn voice, shut it off and start listening to your intuitive guidance. Change the voice, right? A lot of Aquarian energy should be in this, you know, there's levels to this shit kind of flow, right? You should already know. You should already know, especially if you've been guided to listen to me. You should already know that you can turn shit off. You can make things happen for yourself. And if you don't, you need to contact me and I will help you. I'm actually going to do something like that in my group on my website, the Soul's Retreat. That's what we're going to work on today, is learning how to shut shit off. Excuse my language, I'm in the energy. Um, so Aquarians, you can shut or change the voice. It's as easy as literally changing the voice on your GPS. And in your mind, you can sit there and say, um, I keep messing this up. Make it so that way ego or external influences are lower than my intuitive guidance, or I understand the power of free will, but I would like my intuition to supersede so that I stay on course, right? It's like devotion, serving the higher power, accepting the fact that you really are not in fucking control of your life. The only control you have is your obstacles. That's why we say you are your own blockage, you are your own enemy. It's because literally that's who you are. You let external influences in, you let external you get stuck on materialistic things like making that money. Then you get, unfortunately, you get sucked into that wonderful slavery life where you're busting your ass all the time because you want more and you want more and you want more. How about you strip yourself down to nothing and love it, and then slowly incorporate more without going over budget, right? It's like the problem is the finances with some Aquarians too. You're reevaluating the way that you're handling money too. And this is because you're reflecting on the past. This is because you're starting to realize the difference between external influence, which is also ego, and your intuition, which is divine guidance from your ancestral connections, right? Tree trunk, tree roots, branches, leaves. Your first ancestor would be those roots that are deep into the ground, right? One with the earth. And then as people are born, they form the trunk, the branches, the leaves would be you, the fruit would be you, right? And then as your ancestors or your family members pass, they're basically the fruit, the flowers, the leaves falling to the ground. But then they become one again, right? They grow into something different. They could be seeds growing new trees. Do you understand how that works? It's no different than your ancestral soul ties. Your ancestors are those roots, you are those leaves. So it's important for you to look at life that way. It's important for you to understand that intuition that comes from within is food for your soul, right? It's food for your existence. It's how you're nourished. So you listen to what they're telling you. And that's what Aquarian energies are also working through. They're working through reflecting on the past, enjoying those beautiful blessings that are presently already delivered and unfolding. A lot of Aquarian energy is becoming very creative and not even intentionally. It's like you just flow, right? You just have this beautiful spark to you and it just flows. And people gravitate towards you, and you're gravitating towards abundance and blessings and opportunities. So, the more that you're dedicated to yourself, instead of dedicated to making somebody rich or getting rich yourself, you're dedicated to self-love, self-care. I can't be stressed out because it causes physical ailments. I can't tolerate toxicity in my living environment because I get sick, right? Like you're learning and realizing that it's not just the body that you treat, it's mind, body, soul, spirit, energy, right? And some people can agree with me when we say that this is a whole, this is one. And that's because think of it like the color wheel or like the planets, okay? You are in the middle. Your soul is the core. Your energy, your body, the aura around you, just like the aura around the planet, which we call the ozone layer for some reason. Um, all that is one, right? It's still one. It's still you. So there's layers to you. There's your soul. There's your internal organs. There's, blood instead of just, like we have earth, we have blood, we have water, like all these things are no different than your person. And you are learning all this. You're understanding all of this. You're at this point where you're being influenced to understand that things are so much bigger than what they really have been, in a sense that you're able to vibrate higher now, right? Because you're not limiting yourself with man taught limitations, right? That's like somebody tells you you can't do something and your internal instinct is to prove them fucking wrong. Like, what? Are you crazy? Don't put your limitations on my ass. Thank you very fucking much. That's pretty much where you're at too. So it's kind of like, I'm going to honor myself. I'm going to do things to shift my vibration and make me vibrate higher, because I'm tired of the way that things have been collectively. So whatever your internal guidance is calling you for, whether that's makeup, like this incredible girl, I absolutely adore. Her name is Michaela, and she is a makeup artist that is just phenomenal. Her skills are absolutely phenomenal. Um, that's a good example of what I'm talking about. She's always limited herself based on society's viewpoints. And now that she's kind of honoring herself and respecting herself and loving herself and dedicated to herself, she's able to creatively not explode, but it's almost like the fireworks, right? How they just explode and it turns out to be this amazing, beautiful sight. That's like a blossoming flower. That's the type of energy for Aquarians. It's like you're loving self, you're dedicated to self, you're listening to self, you're working on more internal control, you're following what your soul's asking you to do. And because of that, everything's coming together. Things are gravitating in the appropriate manner. And it's important that you maintain high vibrational energy. Fruit, veggies, water. Fruit, veggies, water. Increase it. You don't have to cut everything out, but you need to increase your intake so that way physically, energetically, everything is in alignment and everything falls into place. A lot of you are also developing spiritual blessings, vivid dreams, visits from loved ones who have been passed over, very, very, very clearly, right? It's like, whoa, in my face, I can't deny this shit. Have fun with it, journal, write things down. If you don't like to write things down, which neither do I, because that's paper and it's bad for the environment, unless it's FSC certified, hint, hint. Um, you want to video diary, audio diary, start a podcast, share your experiences with people, start new channels. Personally, I have been primarily trying to detach completely from social media. Think of it like this: you have a distraction in your face. You spend more time with that distraction than you do with the things that are going to bring you blessings in your physical space. So instead of living a fake lie to outdo the other fake lies, you're more in alignment with just actually getting your life right, right? It's like that Player One movie. Um, Another hint, hint. You want to detach more from social media and electronic devices that literally take your mind's attention from the things you're supposed to be doing. Um, Plain and simple. Do what your soul is asking you to do. Learn more. Knowledge is power. You have access to a computer. You can't travel. Get on that computer, Google Earth, live images of countries and other ways of living, expand your awareness and your consciousness. Um, Cosmic consciousness is something I got maybe a year and a half ago. And it blew my mind. It was absolutely incredible, the knowledge that comes with that. In Aquarian energy, you have the ability to tap into that right now if you do the work. Like all of your placements are they're in a transition, but it's kind of being affected by the external planetary alignments. And it's like right now is the time to get shit done. Right now is the time to put in that work, and everything will flow freely. You know, you could be that one person who's handling an entire company where you would technically need like a whole department to handle things. And you're doing it on your own and you're not drained, you're not, unbalanced, everything's in alignment. You have the potential to tap into very, very large energy if you listen to self, right? That's the energy influence that I have today for Aquarian energy. And this is November 2020, but like karmic law cites, all things come back around. So if you are repeating a cycle, you could always come back to this reading and the information will still apply. To schedule a private session with me, visit divinity648.com. All scheduling, all payments are handled on my website through the service of PayPal, which means your information remains private. I do require people to become members. It is free. Membership is free. And if you want to join, and the reason why I do that actually is because I like to see not I don't keep notes on my clients, but I like to see how often they're coming back. And if they are, I like to kind of feel them out a little bit and see if there's a need for a promo code. And then if they add themselves to the Karmic Rewards program by emailing info@divinity648.com, basically what that entails is after so many sessions, or depending on the type of sessions and depending on the type of energy that I'm sitting in, I will issue them a private promo code that gives them discounts off. And if you're going through a financial hardship and paying for a session is a burden, you want to email Christina at divinity648.com. Explain to me what's going on so that way I can properly help you without breaking your bank, right? Because we're here to uplift humanity, not continue to weigh them down.